So I started posting on social media as a way to document the journey of a guy trying to start a business. But since then, I have changed my approach, and I'll explain my entire transparent branding strategy of what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and how it's working. So since I started actually trying, the first video I posted got 350,000 views on Instagram, which is really funny. But I know what I'm doing when it comes to that, but I wasn't expecting it to happen that fast. So if you want to look, it's on John Doc's Instagram. But essentially, what I realized is the reason that I wasn't trying initially is because I didn't want to come from a place of authority when I'm starting new businesses and figuring things out, because I don't know everything. And granted, I understand you don't need to. You can just be a couple steps ahead of someone and still provide value, which is why I ended up doing copywriting tips, videos, and things like that, lead management, go high level. But what I realized is, what's another way that I can provide value to the person that I'm trying to reach, which is business owners, just in general. And I may have missed the mark a tiny bit because I got a lot of salespeople and realtors with this video I posted. But basically, it was humor was my thought, because I like making funny videos. I think it's fun, and I think people would relate to it, and they'll get value out of it without me trying to pretend like I'm an expert or an authority, because people are just gonna work with people that they like. And so I figured if I post funny videos around what I'm doing and around what my target audience does, then eventually they will just reach out to me and they will just, work with me, which I have a whole new thing I'm doing right now, which I'll talk about later. I know I've switched a gazillion times since starting this channel, but this one, I have a partner this time, so it's much different. But anyway, so my entire branding strategy is going to be that, where I'm just making videos that people can relate to and they like and they think is funny. And then I'll still sell. I have no problems pitching on social media. On here, I didn't really want to. I'll promote my affiliate link for Go High Level here and there if I do a tutorial about that. But mainly I wanted to pitch on short form. So like on Instagram, because you can do the mini chat, and everyone expects me to pitch because I'm doing sales videos and making fun of, like the whole thing was girlfriend breaks up with salesman. So I'm like overcoming her objections and stuff. And it was funny. And people liked it and people related to it. And it's basically just me making fun of myself in all these videos and doing all the things. Like it's like the wannabe entrepreneur friend. And I'm like, what's the ROI on that? Just things like that I think are funny. And they're low-key jabs at myself. And I'm sure other people can relate. But the only issue is some of those videos aren't quite hitting that target audience that I'm looking for. So it needs to be more centered around the problems and the funny things that happen to business owners, not just somebody who has a friend that's a fake entrepreneur. You know what I mean? So that is the entire strategy. And it finally clicked that is a way I can provide value to business owners without necessarily being an expert in the subject. And the reason being, this new thing I am helping start it's called Go Big Systems. So basically, we're doing SEO, we're doing website design, we're doing the AI phone assistant that I was selling before. And so I partnered with a guy who I used to work for a long time ago. And he has like 14, 15 years of experience doing SEO. He's gotten many businesses to the #1 spot for the city. And so for me, I don't have to worry about fulfillment, but I'll get to learn how he fulfills. So in the future, I can either, start my own, but we're splitting the business. I have a smaller portion because he had already started it. And basically my role is CMO. And so that's kind of what I'm doing now. And since I realized, okay, well, I have somebody doing the fulfillment, and I'll still make educational videos based on what he tells me, but I am not going to be the guy who's the expert, right? But he did give me some really good video ideas of like, here's one big SEO thing you can do that just skyrockets things immediately. Things like that. And I'll be saying it, but I am not the one that actually is the expert in it. But it makes it really easy for me to make good claims because I've worked with him. I know he's really good, and I'm not the one fulfilling it. So all I have to do is sell. And so I figured, okay, if I just have to sell, he has a really good offer as well. Then all I have to do is I'm just marketing and sales. All I have to do is just find a way to reach people and get them to actually be, interested in some way, shape, or form. So people are DMing me asking about SEO, I am probably later on gonna reach out to anyone that followed me or liked the video or whatever, anyone that's a business owner. I'll just shoot them a DM and be like, yo, what's going on? Like, tell me about your business, whatever, and just see how that goes. And my whole thing initially was gonna be about building goodwill and never selling and just kind of letting people naturally do it, which I probably will do on here, aside from affiliate links, like I said. But one thing that I really want to do and set the standard for immediately on short form platforms, it's just sell all the time, because it's a business channel. And if I'm very upfront about it, like I think when people get upset about fake gurus and things like that, it's when they're trying to hide what they're doing. They're hiding their intentions. They're trying to low-key sell to you. They're trying to whatever. Whereas I think if I just come out the gate and just be like, hey, this is a sales video, so obviously I'm going to pitch to you. Here you go. You know what I mean? I think that's the best possible way to do it, because not only they're already business people, they get it. They know what I'm doing. I'm not just doing it for fun. You know, obviously I'm trying to sell. I'm trying to get clients. But the other thing is that people will really just like, if I come out of the gate doing that, nobody's going to be pissed off if I sell later. Like, think about Hormozi. This is one thing, which granted, I know he doesn't need to sell to his audience, but the one big thing, the big mistake that I think he made is that he made himself unable to sell, because his whole brand is about, I don't sell anything to you because I don't need to. So as soon as he does anything that even gives a whiff of him trying to sell, everyone's going to turn on him. But if I sell because I've already been doing it, no one's going to be mad. They're going to be like, oh yeah, he's like a marketing guy. Obviously he's going to sell. Like, no one's going to care. So that's my whole transparent strategy. And on here, I just kind of would rather make it more focused on documenting or providing some kind of value. I don't know if this is valuable at all, but providing some kind of value on here. And it's more just like long-term, like if somebody's thinking about working with me, they can just watch this stuff. But I don't really see crazy value in pitching, but who knows, maybe if I get to like 50,000 subscribers and I have 10,000 people watching every day or every video, whatever, maybe it'll be more tempting to pitch, because it's like, why not? So I'm not gonna sit here and say I never will, but like I said, it's not my intention right now, and that's why I'm upfront about it now, because if I do decide to sell later, I'm gonna be like, I told y'all that I wasn't sure, okay? You know what I mean? So nothing's set in stone for me. I'm still kind of all over the place figuring out what I'm doing. And maybe I'll look back and realize I should have just let people find the link themselves instead of pushing it. Who knows? Maybe it'll be a huge regret. I don't know. But I'm just figuring this out, because I know how to make videos that will not only get views, but they'll reach the correct audience, which, you know, right now is what I'm more focused on, is doing business owner content rather than salesmen and whatever. But I'm definitely getting business owners still, which is fine. So I know how to make content that gets those eyeballs and the right eyeballs. I want to make sure I'm branding myself correctly, where it's like, should I just be the guy that never sells and just makes funny videos and people end up seeing it and then I start providing some value maybe? But honestly, I'm here to make money. I'm not like Mr. Social Media guy. Like I'm here to make some money and promote my business, like, period. This, I won't lie, I do this for fun and to document and to be able to look back on it. But it's also for lead nurture. If you're watching this, you're being nurtured as a lead, because in the future, maybe now you feel like you kind of understand me, you know me, and then maybe you'll work with me. Who knows? So, it's obviously both reasons. But the whole point of all of this is really just to say, like, be intentional about what you're building and how you're going to go about it. Because if you're going to just provide value and be the guy that never sells and be like the most, how is this guy? He's always providing value and never asking for anything. If you want to be that guy, you have to commit. You cannot switch later. You are going to get eaten alive if you try to do that later. And we've seen it. We've all seen it happen a gazillion times. And that's what I'm trying to avoid. I would love to be that guy and have the best, the most goodwill of anyone. And maybe I'm making a mistake by not doing that, because really you only get kind of one shot at this. Like, once you get known for one thing, you're not really gonna be able to switch it. But I mean, it's like I said, I'm here to sell on social media. Like, I'm not a private equity guy where I just want deal flow. Like, I'm trying to sell. So for me, it's kind of just pointless because I'm like, if people know I sell, whatever, I'm going to be upfront about it. And so if you're mad, I didn't try to hide it from you. If you're mad, just leave. You know what I mean? So that's kind of my goal. Because if I'm not selling on here, then I have no reason to be using social media really. And on top of that, if I'm selling, or if I'm trying to pretend like I'm not selling, or if I'm doing it to build goodwill, then I'm kind of being a fraud to myself because I know I'm just trying to sell, but I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just trying to build goodwill. It kind of feels fake to me because I'm like, I'm literally just on here to make money. Like, that's it. That's the only reason I'm here. So if I'm trying to pretend like I'm not the whole time, then I could be transparent and be like, hey, I am hoping that you guys end up buying, but I'm not ever pitching. Like, I can do all that, but I'd rather just pitch. Like, I'm just gonna sell my stuff. You know what I mean? And if everyone's upset, whatever. But clearly you can tell I've thought a lot about this. I still don't know what the right answer is, but it's like I said, I think it's important to just number one, be upfront about like what you're trying to do. And number two, if you're gonna be the guy that's selling or doing whatever, just come out of the gate doing it. Anyway, that's my whole complete transparent strategy. This is still gonna be as pretty much as laid back as possible. I'm still gonna do probably some tutorials like the last video where I did go high level and whatever, but that's more like to target search if somebody's already looking for it. But on here, I wanna do things like this where I talk about my branding strategy and then also just documenting the process. And maybe in the future, I'll do some SEO videos and stuff, but like I said, not really too focused on that. I'm gonna do that more on the short form platforms, especially because on Instagram, you can do many chat. So I can like promote a lead magnet and, the whole comment, the keyword, and I'll send you whatever. So that's really what I'm gonna be focused on. Instagram is the acquisition channel, YouTube is the lead nurture, and yeah, I'm selling. I'm gonna unapologetically sell, even though I was kind of against it for a while and I wasn't sure how I wanted to, frame myself online. But I realized the correct answer is literally just do what you're doing and tell everyone exactly what you're trying to do. Because if you're trying to dance around it, or if you're trying to pretend like you're not selling or whatever, it's just like people are just gonna know, and it's just not gonna go well. So anyway, that's my strat, is just be upfront, honest about everything I'm trying to do, and yeah, hopefully that works for the best in the future. I can't imagine anything but full honesty and transparency being a better answer than that. So anyway, that's what I'm doing, and check me out on Instagram, and I'll sell to you if you want. But yeah, peace.